I've seen Beyblade now all over my timeline as it is trending for its greatness. It's honestly really cool to see Beyblade get the recognition that it deserves. This cartoon was honestly one of my favorite ones ever and really got me to eventually like anime. A show about spinning tops seemed childish, but with a great plot and storyline for days, the show was a kid's dream, and to have these Beyblades in real life was also a fever dream. I've seen so many clips today I don't even know where to start on how great the show was. How about in the first episode when Jinga comes to save Kenda from a gang called the Face Hunters? His introduction was amazing as we got to see he was on a different level from all the other bladers. Everyone was saving Beyblade points, and Jinga's points were so high that everyone was shocked to see it. We then immediately get introduced to the leader of the Face Hunters named KiiNGKhyy, who looks for Jinga as he took down some of his members. This is a great first match as Jinga's bait gets knocked into the sky, but we see that Pegasus is flying into the sky as well. We then get introduced to special moves as this was the first one by Jinga and KiiNGKhyy showcasing their base power. One thing I really also enjoyed about Beyblade was that every season had a tournament-like style to decide the best blader. The first season has the best blader in Japan, and then the second season was the best blader in the world, and then the third season just had more subtle tournaments around to find out the legendary bladers. This tournament style structure worked out in their favor because at the end of the day, Beyblade didn't go off track. It stuck to its roots of finding out the best blader, and there wasn't too many moments where there wasn't any Beyblading or matches. They could have easily strayed off and went off into a completely different style of pacing, but no, they stayed the course and kept their style. This worked well over the seasons and helped create an image of who the best bladers were by the end of the show. Eventually we get introduced to a man named Ryuga who first appeared in episode 13, and he shook the whole show once he appeared. We eventually learned about an evil organization named Dark Nebula and a forbidden bay that was in Jinga's hometown village that Ryuga and Dark Nebula sought after. In the anime, Ryuga is just an heir to a dragon clan that was extraordinary, but in the manga it is revealed that Ryuga was actually an ancient king of the dragon clan and over 100 years old, but we really only have most of the information of the anime. Ryuga's appearance was legendary as we had finally seen someone who was better than Jinga. The first 13 episodes felt like Jinga could never lose, and this one was personal for Jinga as Ryuga was the one to presumably kill his father in their hometown, and Jinga's whole mission was to stop Ryuga and his Beyblade named El Drago. Ryuga would eventually become one of the greatest characters in Beyblade, only losing twice in the whole series. He was never really an ally for Jinga, but did come help from time to time to stop a common enemy. Every time Ryuga appeared, he always did so in a dramatic way. In the first season, he was super cocky, doing whatever he wanted and said anything. After losing to Jinga though, he eventually mellows out a bit in the second season, just training to be the best again and not always be so cocky. I personally like this Ryuga the best because he was all about his business. He didn't speak much anymore and it felt like he had grown since his battle with Jinga. In the third season, he brought back a little bit of his cocky personality, but was still a lone hunter, looking to improve his skills. The battles Ryuga had would go on to be legendary, and were an important part of the series. I think everyone has Ryuga in as their top character whenever I see him on Twitter. One clip I keep seeing is Ryuga's battle against Hikaru. This match ended so bad that Hikaru ended up retiring to work for the WBA. That's how traumatizing it was. He also ended up defeating Tsubasa so bad that he got schizophrenia and was paranoid a lot in the second season before defeating the Darkness. Ryuga was a tough opponent, sheesh. In the first season, I actually liked how they had to gain Beyblade points to enter the tournament, so everyone from Jinga's group eventually split off. This was a huge character development from all of them, and we got to see them in individual episodes and see how they can do without a team and just by themselves. It was a pivotal moment for Jinga and KiiNGKhyy, who strived to get to the finals to face off against each other and showed use more of the unique battle styles around the country that we had not seen yet. I really liked the Capricorn episode with KiiNGKhyy as it showcased the owner of Capricorn play with little tricks up his sleeve and only used his bay at certain times so no one knew who he was. This is a great arc to eventually lead up to the Battle Bladers tournament. In the semifinals, one of the greatest matches ever was Ryuga vs KiiNGKhyy. It was this match that led to eventually playing Jinga in the finals, and that's all KiiNGKhyy wanted to do, and it meant having to defeat Ryuga. This was a pivotal moment as everyone expected Ryuga to just easy win as he was dominating all of his opponents, but was finally met with someone like KiiNGKhyy. KiiNGKhyy gave it a hard fight and was really winning, however Ryuga tapped into his dark power, not by his choice, causing KiiNGKhyy to lose. This match was epic as the stadium was coming down and no one wanted to lose. We started to see Ryuga get frustrated for the first time ever, and KiiNGKhyy proved his worth. It sucks he could never beat Ryuga, but that's just how it all planned out. It was an epic battle which eventually would lead to Ryuga and Jinga's final battle, resulting with Jinga learning a new ultimate move, Galaxy Nova, which was so powerful it destroyed Pegasus in the process. We then headed to the second season, Beyblade Metal Masters, where Jinga's new bay is Galaxy Pegasus and is very powerful. During the season, he struggled to utilize his full power because it's different than the Pegasus before. He eventually comes around and learns its full power and defeats many opponents because of it. This was personally my favorite season because this time they went around the world to decide who was the best. Jinga and the best bladers of Japan will go around fighting each country in matches to decide a winner. There's so many good ones, it's hard to even choose. The first match was against the Chinese national team, Wang Huzhang. Jinga was met with their leader, Deshayan, who was a very proud and respectable person. This match really showcased a battle for both teams' aces and was a sweet battle nonetheless. The Chinese team had a 4,000-year-old Bei legacy that they were riding on to secure a victory, and it was hard to play in front of their crowd and win out. They would go on to win, and it was a really good match. They played a lot of good teams, all with different styles and tactics to make it hard for Jinga's team to win. Everyone knew about Jinga's win against Ryuga, and it made him famous, causing everyone to use tricks to try and defeat him. He won against many great countries like Brazil, Russia, and Africa. My favorite episode ever of Beyblade is actually episode 80, Gravity Destroyer, when Jinga went up against Julian Konzern and his Gravity Destroyer. This episode was amazing as Jinga had just come off training with Ryuga and is beat up a bit, but he starts to fully understand Pegasus' power, which he was not fully using at all during this season. Ryuga helped him to learn about it, and Gravity Destroyer was a reverse rotating Bei, and so was El Drago, so Jinga got some practice before facing him. In this match, Jinga's normal special move Star Booster attack was not effective at all against Destroyer, making it seem like Jinga's demise was here. He learned to fully face the challenge and started to see more of Galaxy Pegasus' power. Galaxy Pegasus is different from Storm Pegasus. With realizing that Pegasus can move even faster, he's able to master his power and creating a whole new special move called Stardust Driver. This is a pivotal moment in the tournament as Julian was a huge favorite for England and Jinga was able to win it for his team. This episode with the music, action, and sequence was amazing. It really felt impossible for Jinga to win, but he was able to come up with a new plan, and thanks to Ryuga's advice, he understood how to utilize his power. Later on in the season finale, Jinga's team is fighting off Team Starbreaker's owner, Dr. Ziggurat, the CEO of Hades Inc., who was giving his bladers an arrangement which would give them ultimate power to defeat others. Jinga and Ryuga would eventually go on to defeat Ziggurat's creation, the Spiral Force, which went out of control and stop it, allowing everything to go smoothly. We then go into Metal Fury, and this time they are looking for 10 legendary relators who are set to stop an evil god named Nemesis. This season had some ups and downs, but still gave a different perspective. The first thing was the legendary Blader's power. It changed each one of their Beis, giving them more power. It was cool to see the new transformations of the Beis, like how KiiNGKhy's Bei became an attack type, or how Ryuga's El Drago had a counter mode. The third season showcased more of the legendary Bladers, kind of leaving out the rest of the main cast, as they were not as special like the legendary Bladers. Some of the legendary Bladers are met and becomes friends with Jinga, and others are part of an organization set to bring back Nemesis. At the end though, everyone comes to terms with each other to defeat the bigger evil. This season had a lot of emotional aspects to it, especially with the resumed death for Ryuga, but it also captivated an awesome finale after Jinga used the power of every Bei in the world to defeat Nemesis. I didn't really like how they needed the 4 season Beis to defeat Nemesis, and then when they finally have them, it was just like, nope, that doesn't work now, causing Jinga to defeat him alone with the powers of everyone. Nonetheless, still a good watch, and great to see how the series ended. Honestly, Beyblade is such a good series for me. I casually go back and watch this series every few years just to feel the nostalgia again from it. Seeing it on the timeline was a blessing, and I'm glad everyone had the same thoughts as I did. I truly enjoyed this series and what it showed to me as a child. Seeing the trials and battles of Jinga move past obstacles was amazing and inspiring. Seeing KiiNGKhyy understand his rage and fury and being able to test his limits was something unbelievable. Seeing Ryuga's work ethic and understanding why he's the best and what you have to do to be the best was also jaw-dropping. Beyblade has so many characters that had great character development, and it was good to see that. We had characters like Tsubasa, Kenta, Benkei, Masamune, and so forth. The Beis themselves were also great, having them change after every season and eventually evolve. Playing with these toys in real life is amazing too. I recently bought some of the Beis that I always wanted as a child, and my favorite is actually Ice Gemios, the Bei that the two twins had in one episode of season 1. Let me know how you guys feel about Beyblade and just how the series impacted your life. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.